Hello everyone and welcome back to Packs&Recreation, and today we're going to open a Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth pre-release. Kind of late to the party, but you're never late for a pre-release if you hold it close to your heart. So, in case you're new to this, a pre-release is something that you do on the pre-release date, which is normally a week before the official release. However, you can still buy pre-release packs from local game stores after the date, and they get cheaper sometimes. Ironically, with Lord of the Rings, that doesn't seem to be the case. But what is a pre-release pack? Well, we're going to see in a second as I open it. This is Lord of the Rings theme. As you can see, it has no information on what the hell this is, because it's like, if you're buying this, you know. I mean, this is not like a casual product or anything. But very nice introduction right off the box. One ring to rule them all. Gotta love it. And then you open it. It says, "It's a dangerous business, Frodo. Going out of your door, you step into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there is no knowing where you might be swept off to." Very nice book style stuff, because this is based on the books, right guys? So, and then you always have your little box here, your deck box almost, and then you can see the Shire or Frodo's house there, and then nothing else in there. There is some paper or cardboard counters and tokens, so +1/+1, ring, +1/+1. Although it's the ring, but it's the set of the set. It's the logo of the set, so whatever. Then the two magic symbols, one for the good guys, one for the bad guys. And again, the +1/+1 counters. You just basically just pop them out. To be honest, these ones, the small ones, are kind of whatever. I mean, probably maybe they are useful. This one, I can see more usability for them. Although, a part of me just would prefer just a big divider instead of just like too small, because I to this day I don't even know how to properly use these things, but whatever. So that's the wrapper. This is the box. So what's in the box? Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. The box. Frodo, Gollum, Ring of Fire. Very nice art. Excellent overall. And on one side this, and the other Sauron and the Eye of Fire. It's very nice looking. And a pre-release contains a die. The die can be of any color. Normally is, for the pre-release, is black with one color on it. So in the case of this one, is black with blue, and you can get black with yellow, which will be white, black with purple, black with red, and black with green, one for each color. And now, because Wizards really loves to take our money, you can get randomly a different die. And in my pre-release, I got this one. So this is the special die that you can get on the pre-release, which is basically like emerald transparent green with gold. I mean, not gonna lie, it's better looking than the normal ones, but still. Could it be the one on every pre-release? Yes, but Magic the Gathering in the end is a gacha game, so you really need to pull those pulls, right? So nothing else in here, and then you get six draft boosters, because the pre-release is for playing, as the draft boosters are, and then your box that you can just disassemble it. The box comes out. I always find this very funny. It's like it has this small platform just specifically for the die. Gotta love it. Besides the 6 boosters, draft boosters, what you get how to build a deck, like some tips, and you love me and I love my inserts, so it's like a postcard. But I am the real Strider, fortunately. I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn. And if by life or death I can save you, I will. Now, I love this. I love the text, the art, everything. However, if I could be picky, this reminds me a little bit of Don't Open Dead Inside. Don't Dead Open Inside, because but I am the real Strider, fortunately, and if by life or death I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn. I can save you, I will. Obviously, this thing is here, but you know, don't dead open inside. So there is the insert. Then you get an actual proper size divider. Still like it's cardboard, yeah, but like the Hobbiton or you know Frodo's house, or well, actually it's Bilbo's house, but I guess Frodo inherits it the moment that Bilbo just gets away. And you get promo cards, right? So in this case, you always get 2 promo cards. It's a paper wrapper because no one cares. The promos are weird because you can get anything in a promo. And in this case, you have 2 promos. One is a wide art, and the other is a normal promo. And you get a code for Arena. So what do you get? We got Isildur's Fateful Strike. Very nice. And, you know, in case you don't know, promos means there is a number in the corner. And we get Wizard's Rockets, which is amazing looking, and you're gonna love this. You can already tell that both cards are curled. So, I guess. So there is that. I'm gonna put them on the side because I need to sleeve them. And there's the Ring Guide card. There's a code for Arena. You can use it if you want. Be my guest. And the Ring card, which actually splits in the middle. You're not crazy. Your card is not doesn't have a defect or anything. That's how it goes. So the ring explains the phases of the ring, and then the ring tempts you, and the ring can tempt you even if you don't. So, you know, explaining the ring, which is the new mechanic, and the code. So your die, and then the 6 draft boosters. So let's see what's in here, even though, you know, draft is for playing, not for... Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, but it's not for cracking for the sake of cracking. Because it's kind of pointless. You get 15 cards, if I recall correctly. 16 actually. And only 1 is of value. The rest is because you're here to play. So what do you do with draft? So in a pre-release, if in case you don't know, because you like the Lord of the Rings and you never seen Magic in your life, you get your 6 boosters, you open them for yourself, and then you do a deck with only those cards so that you can play that day, that moment in a tournament. And normally depends on the game store and etc. But you win basically more boosters. Not necessarily draft boosters, but set boosters. Set boosters are more value focused, or collector boosters basically. Almost never win money per se, you just win cards because we are addicted to cards. And there's other way of playing draft, which is sealed, by the way, which is you buy 6 boosters with and then you distribute them with friends, and everyone has 6 boosters, or you just keep your 6 boosters and you open one, pick 1 card, like you see all the cards you have, you pick 1, put it face down, and you shift it to the left, to the right, and then you get cards from the person to your left, and that person already took 1 card, so you take 1 and move it to the right, and you do a deck on the spot. That's playing draft basically. But for pre-releases, you get your 6 boosters for you, you open your stuff, your cards are yours, you just enjoy. So let's see. Inherited envelope, not bad. By the way, again, all commons and uncommons and all that stuff, like we're not here. If you want value, draft is not the thing to get value, unless ironically is Commander Masters, in which case I guess, but like I digress. Mordor Trebuchet, Lembas, they could eat of it and find new strength even as they run. Knights of Dol Amroth, Shelob's Ambush, Lorien Revealed, Eastfarthing Farmer, the famous poor farmer that gets their food stolen by Meryn and Pippin. Bag-End Porter, Battle-Scarred Goblin, Orcish Medicine, Tale of Tinuviel. Nice. So you get some uncommons here as well, like not here for the value. Eoreth of the Healing House, Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. And the valuable card is The Ring Goes South. The ring tempts you. Then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X land cards, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Put those land cards onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And a land in the map style of Lord of the Rings, which are very confusing because everything is green. However, it's a plain because Rohan is only plains. Love it. A treasure token is also not bad. Next booster. So basically, a good practice in a pre-release is basically doing what I'm doing. I basically do it like that, which is I divide them by color, and obviously it's faster. I don't go like, oh, Bombadil's song, and just like. Technically, it depends on whether you already know the cards of the set or not before you go to the pre-release. If you're going to a pre-release, there's a big chance. Ooh, wet art. Wet art, like part of a composition. There is a good chance that you already know the cards from the set before you go, because, well, otherwise, why are you in a pre-release? But sometimes you don't know them all or you don't remember, and that's okay. People on pre-releases are, and overall, people are very like, that's a philosophy that people follow, or at least should follow, on local game stores, which is we are here to have a good time and play the game. So if you need help doing deck building, or you're just like, wait, give me a second, people are like very accepting. Obviously, you don't have all the time in the world because, well, we need to play at some point in the day. But for example, one tip is whenever you open your cards, always look for multicolor cards. These are normally the ones that can lead you one way or another, and they are always included in draft packs, and they are uncommon. So for example, the Mouth of Sauron is blue-black, is the first one I get. Oh, but I'm also getting Ugluk of the White Hand, which is black-red. So right now, these are two good indicatives of like, oh, I can do a deck blue-black or black-red. This is not like a done and tried, thing, but it's actually to ease your head, because you're not going to build a perfect deck. It's entirely random, and having more than one copy of a card is already a miracle. So, plus all your cards are yours, so you don't have to like pick the better ones or anything like you do in normal draft. Ailment of the Reader Mark and Lost Isle Calling. Nice. Whenever you scry, put a verse counter on Lost Isle Calling. For 4 and 2 blue, exile Lost Isle Calling, draw a card for each verse counter on Lost Isle Calling. If it had 7 or more verse counters on it, take an extra turn after this one, activate only as a sorcery. Okay. And an island, so this is the island that was lost. And the ring card, the ring tempts you. Nice. So, and that's basically it. You build your stuff on the pre-release, play with people, do your best, have fun, move on, like, not get too hung up on stuff. Maybe you get like a card that you like a lot that's like very valuable, and that's great, but you're here to play. So normally what I do is I divide them like as such, like by color. Then I see of what colors I have more cards, and then, or if I already remember which ones are better, or if I saw some videos or anything, seeing the cards ahead of time, some spoilers, can be like, oh, this card is good, etc. Because technically, the idea on paper is that you read the cards as you're opening them. Like for example, Arwen Undomiel, okay, green and blue, okay, this is good for a green and blue deck. And it's like whenever you scry, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. And scry, okay. It's like, okay. And it's like, you technically have to read the cards as you go, but sometimes people are just like boom, 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 boom. And you just try to focus on the heavy hitting ones, right? Oh, this is part of a showcase, nice. Prince Imrahil the Fair, so blue-white, see? Like there is one of each combination. Basically there are 10. And the Battle of Bywater. For 1 and 2 white, destroy all creature with power 3 or greater. Then create a food token for each creature you control. Nice. A normal swamp. And a tentacle. From the Terror of the Lake, I think it's called. So we're halfway there. Normally you do this faster, right? Like I'm trying to go over the concepts and stuff. I do wish that this was a Magic Arena code so that you can redeem your boosters, but oh well. Wizard's Rockets, but the normal version. I do love it that there is like the Wizard Rockets before they explode and after they explode. I love those details. Gimli's Axe. Nimrodel Watcher. Many partings, and there is these many partings and the other many partings, which is the end of the story basically, which is great. Grey Heavens Navigator. Errand Rider of Gondor. Errand Rider of Gondor. Brandywine Farmer. Smite the Deathless. The Black Breath, basically me in the morning. Book of Mazar Bull, which is a good saga. Gandalf's Sanction. So here you have it, another 2-color card. There was a crack, and the staff split asunder in Saruman's hand, and the head of it fell down at Gandalf's feet. Old Man Willow. So this is another of the normally creatures are the thing. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Well, maybe this is not the best thing for a pre-release. Merry Squire of Rohan. Not bad. This is kind of for 1 red and 1 white. It has haste, and Merry Squire of Rohan has first strike as long as it's equipped. Whenever you attack with Merry, another legendary creature, draw a card. Black mana. Oh, sorry, black land. And a food token, and Seeking Your Precious. Second to last. And as you can see, like we're not getting like the craziest pulls or anything. It's just like this is for the sake of playing. Actually, what I'm going to do with this is that, and this is why I buy pre-releases, extra pre-releases, is that I like the packaging and all that, but otherwise you can just buy a box of draft boosters. But if the pre-release experience is basically you pick 6, play with a friend, and what I'm going to do after this video is that I'm going to pick them all as they are, round them up, and just simulate that. Just because there is no point in if they are cracked or not. Like you just want the cards. So this is my pre-release. So I can just pick these cards and do play a pre-release with my friends who want to simulate it, and then we can just keep opening draft boosters and just keep doing draft, which is always fun. Draft to me is the only booster that makes sense technically as a thing that has to do with the game, because set boosters are, as wizards say, for fun, and collector boosters are for the money. So jumpstart boosters are for fools, and draft boosters are the only ones that make sense. So you play the game. Now sometimes the cards don't make it easy, but Smeagol, Helpful Guide. 1 black, 1 green. Legendary creature, halfling horror. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals card from the top of the library until they reveal a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped under your control and the rest in their graveyard. Okay. An island and a food token. As you can see, there's no margin for craziness or for crazy pulls. Maybe you can get a foil if you are very lucky, but like that's not the intent. The intent here. The intent here is welcome, let's play. Tug Reaper, surrounded by orcs. Soothing of Smeagol. Nasty Anne. See, like this is a nice treat in a draft booster. Soldier of the Grey Host. Galadrim Guide. Rally at the Hornborg. Morgul Knife Wound. Captain of Umbar. Landroval, Horizon Witness. Voracious Fellbeast. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. There and Back Again. And that was the see, a foil. But the foil occupied the spot, so we actually got 2 lands. And then the ring. And the ring always tempts you. So There and Back Again is the rare of this booster. It's a saga. Step number 1. Up to one target creature can block for as long as you control There and Back Again. The ring tempts you. For as long as you control the ring, There and Back Again. Period. The ring tempts you. Search your library for a mountain card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And then the last one is create a Smog, a legendary 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying, haste, and when this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens. Okay, and it makes sense in terms of lore. So this is basically the pre-release experience. Now, we will look at like, oh, what's the best looking card? But it doesn't really matter. The thing here, after I sort my cards, I will go like, okay, let's pick the multicolor, because technically, multicolor cards are always technically more powerful. So you just go here and see like, where do we have more coincidences? Like, okay, there's black and green here, blue, black and blue, black and red. The only repetition we have is this, and it's because of the rare, which is Smeagol. But you can see that the theory is there, right? Like you have like 2 color cards, all of them uncommon, and those are the ones that guide your way. So I will look at this and go like, okay, Old Man Willow, but Old Man Willow is not that good because it's like it's equal to the lands you control. It's kind of a rampy card. Do we have good black or green cards, right? So that will be my first impulse. So okay, let's see the black and green. So green cards, we have a few. Some of them low value, some of them big value. It's like, okay, makes sense. By the way, in a pre-release, you don't have to worry about the lands because the store gives you lands, so don't worry about it. And then black cards, we get a bunch of them. So black will be a good candidate to just pick stuff from it. We got better stuff in blue, and technically, in the case of Lord of the Rings, blue is the most favored color, and it's easy to understand why, because everything that's magical gets back to blue. So a lot of good cards are in blue. So ideally, it will be blue something, and based on the pools. And based on the pools, what we have with blue? Well, we have blue red, blue white, blue green, and blue black. So blue black will be a good choice, and then you have to go with the Mouth of Sauron. And and which is kind of pointless because it's not like it is your commander or anything, it's just like a choice, but it's just tricks that you need to do so that you're faster at doing your deck. But well, I digress. Basically, this is the pre-release experience, and these are the extra cards you get. These are like the treat cards. Everything else is just for you to play. By the way, you can also use these ones to play, so you can also guide yourself with the promos. And that's it. I hope you had a great time. I hope it was interesting. And if you never played a pre-release in your life, maybe this can serve as a guide. I don't know. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to crack open that subscribe button. This has been Packs and Recreation. Thank you very much for your time. See you next time. Bye.